and I will cut out the point.
My God.
Okay, so you're supposed to stay side. Okay. Oh, but one more thing. When you do the deep terminal reflex test, it's okay. It's not your fault that patient does not have that reflex. I'm watching whether you really performing or not. I'm not really watching that you really get it or not. If he has a problem, then he doesn't have the reflex. That's fine with you. Okay? So you find a patella. This is patella, right? This is the center of the patella, right? So you're gonna hit a little bit lower than that, right here.
Tendon.
Okay? Like that.
Do you hit the stomach 35?
No. So 25 is outside. This is patella. You are hitting at the patella. So it's not the center.
Oh.
It's a little bit lower than center. You are hitting lower 1/3 part of the patella. So you're not in inner CA or outer CA. You are hitting at the patella. Okay? And bilaterally, so you have to do bilaterally.
Yeah, I should support 200 pounds. Hold on, wait. That's a good view.
Okay? This is the weaker side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That was 2. Right?
Yeah.
This is 1 plus 1/5. Right? Okay, that's the patella. Then the sensory test that you're gonna do. Oh, you forgot to bring the tool. You have to, for sensory test, you have to use this tool. It's called pinwheel. There's a certain instruction when you use this tool. You have to give out the instruction to the patient. Okay? You have to follow this instruction, otherwise I will cut out the point. Okay? So when I was in chiropractic school, our teacher was very mean. So they want us to fail. So they did very strange things for the tool. For example, they glue this. And they ask us a strange question. So a lot of time we ended up crying while taking tests. Okay, this instruction is what you supposed to say before using this tool. You have to show the. Usually this tool made of metal. Usually, I know this is made in plastic, but it's supposed to be in metal. Okay, but when it's metal, then patient usually scared. So you have to you have to show the patient what you're gonna do to the patient. Okay, so you have to draw. You use this tool on your body to show the patient what you're gonna do. Okay, so usually this is how you do. I'm gonna do this on your skin and compare the sensation on both sides. If it's different, tell me which side is more sensitive than the other side. Okay. Oh, and when you do the sensory test, you have to do 2 things. Either ask him to take off his pants, fine for me, or you tell me that when you do this test, you're going to ask the patient to take off their pants to expose their skin. Okay, so he's very nice, so I'm not asking him to take off his pants. So for demonstration purpose, why? Imagine that he's naked. Okay. Oh, he's handsome guy. Why not? Put your hand just like this. Okay. Remember, inguinal ligament runs like this. Right? From inguinal ligament to the knee, you have to divide this thigh into 3 areas. Okay? So this is L1, this is L2, This is L3 along the inguinal ligament. So which means when you draw the when you use this tool, you have to follow the inguinal ligament. But I know you guys get scared and get confused out of sudden. So you draw like this. Then I will cut out the point.
Is the patient supposed to be sitting or laying down?
Oh, it doesn't really matter if it's sitting or laying down, it's up to you. Okay, as long as this area is exposed. Okay. Oh yeah, ask him to get naked. Fine for me. Okay. So, but make sure give this instruction. Show the how does this tool works, and as the instruct the patient compare that sensation on both sides. If it's different, he have to tell me that whether it's the same or it's different. Then if it's different, which side is more sensitive than the other side. Okay. So this is L2, right? So it's a middle section on the thigh. So for your quiz 2, you have to do two things. Either your own word, you have to describe the where is the tongue, where is the sensory is, or simply you draw the picture next to the or somewhere in the empty space on the paper. Okay. If I were you, I will draw the paper and draw the pictures. It's easier. Okay. When you describe, you have to be really specific. Okay. So L2 is here, right? Middle section area. Okay. So pretend I did give him an instruction. This is how you do. Okay. Is this feel same as this? Yes. Okay. And if you do this, I will cut out the point. I seen student like this. Okay. Imagine this is on the skin. Some students do this. Is it this? Here, same as this. Then if you do this really in the practice, they will sue you. Because it's gonna, imagine this is metal and you do this. Then cut off, and some students do this too. Is it this? Oh, you're playing with that, right? Is this feel the same as this? You're not cutting out your pizza, okay? You don't want to cut this patient's skins out. So you gently let the pinwheel roll by itself. So gently, is this feel the same as this? Okay, then I won't cut out the point. Okay, that's L2. Okay, L3 is a muscle test for L3 is adductor of hip. Okay, so this is what you do. Adductor of hip means you have to bring the knee to the middle line. Okay, so you're gonna put your hand inside of the patient's knee. So you have to instruct the patient. I'm gonna push your knee to outside. You're gonna push your knee to the inside. Ready? Push. Okay, same thing. Push. Okay, that's it. That's for L3 for muscle test. So for deep tendon reflex for L3, it's a patella, same as L2, right? So do that, right? Okay, L3 for sensory is a lower 1/3 of thigh. Okay, so you have to instruct. You have to how does the pinwheel work every time you perform the test. Okay, if you decide to do 2 tests out of the nerve root, then you have to give the patient twice, the instruction twice. Okay, so I'm going to do this on your skin, compare the sensation on both sides. If it's different, tell me which side is more sensitive than the other side. Okay, and also you have to tell me supposed to be this skin is supposed to be exposed. Well, I'm going to ask the patient. Usually, I'm going to ask the patient to undress their pants. Okay, so and then you draw on the patient's thigh. Is this here same as this? Yes. Okay, then it's a completion for sensory. Next one is L4. Muscle test for L4 is tibialis anterior. Tibialis anterior is dorsiflexor of the foot, ankle. So, okay, so you're gonna ask the patient bring the foot on top toward the ceiling. Bring your foot up to the ceiling. Okay. For the tibialis anterior, you have to give the patient support. So what I mean by support is you have to grab patient's ankle like that to give them a support. So ask the patient to bring this up to the ceiling. I'm gonna push this down. You're gonna push it up to the ceiling. Okay, ready? Push. Okay. Same thing. Push this up and bring and lift up. Support. And I'm gonna push it down, push it up. Okay, that's for tibialis anterior.
Does it support the ankle or the
Support
Achilles?
the ankle.
Ankle, not the Achilles, the ankle.
Yeah, ankle. Okay. Next one is L4. Also patella, right? Same thing, right? Same thing. Okay. Next one is sensory for L4. Sensory area for L4 is the medial side of the lower leg. So along the liver and spleen channel. So below the knee, liver and spleen channel. So along the lower leg, you have to draw on this area up to the first toe. Okay. So once again, you have to ask the patient to undress their pad, or you tell me, okay? And then you have to give that instruction, same thing, and then you draw it. Okay. Is this feel same as this? Yes. Okay. That's for L4. L5 is extensor hallucis longus. Muscle test for L5 is extensor hallucis longus. Hallucis means big toe. Extensor is bring the big toe up. So for extensor hallucis longus, you have to ask the patient to take off their shoes because you have to expose their patient's toe. Okay? Pretend I expose. So can you lift this big toe up to the ceiling? Okay? And you grab patient's foot to give them support. I'm going to push this down to the floor. You push it up to the ceiling. Ready? Push it up. Same thing. Push it up. Okay? That's extensor hallucis longus. The reflex for L5 is medial hamstring. Wow, I wrote down a lot of things. Okay. You don't need to write down all that. You just need to write down extensor hallucis longus for L5. Okay. But you have to, when you write that down, you have to write down muscle or M. M is iliopsoas. Reflex R is patella. You have to write it down that way. Okay. For medial hamstring, it's really difficult to get it. So I just want you to perform, show me how you perform it.